Hey there, welcome back. There's something going on right now that could have a real impact on how Social Security programs are managed across the country, and it's not getting as much attention as it probably should. It started with a federal investigation into a state-run assistance program in California, but touches on some big-picture issues that affect all of us. Things like how Social Security numbers are issued, how benefits are tracked, and how government programs make sure help goes to the people it's intended for. If you're receiving Social Security, plan to in the future, or simply care about making sure these programs stay solvent and effective, this is worth paying attention to. At the heart of it is a basic question: how do we protect programs like SSI and retirement benefits, while making sure the rules are followed fairly and consistently? And let me know in the comments, have you ever had concerns about eligibility, or wonder how secure and accurate our benefit systems really are? Your experiences help others feel seen and understood, and I'd love to hear them. And if this kind of honest, informative breakdown is helpful, go ahead and subscribe. I'll keep bringing you calm, fact-based updates like this. So, here's what's happening. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, recently launched an investigation into a California program called CAPI, or Cash Assistance Program for Immigrants. Now, this program has been around since the 90s. It was created after federal welfare reforms cut off most non-citizens from receiving federal SSI. So California stepped in to fill that gap with state money, supporting legal immigrants who are elderly, blind, or disabled but not eligible for federal benefits. Now, CAPI is only for legal residents, people with green cards, asylum seekers, and others who have gone through the proper channels. In fact, applicants must first be denied federal SSI due to immigration status before they even qualify. That's a pretty strict filter, but DHS says there's reason to believe that some people who are undocumented may have been able to access this program, either by mistake or through weak verification processes. That's what prompted them to issue a Title VIII subpoena to Los Angeles County, requesting thousands of records: names, birth dates, immigration status, Social Security numbers, application documents, and more. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem didn't mince words. She said, "If you are an illegal immigrant, you should leave now. The gravy train is over." That kind of strong language tells you the administration sees this not just as a paperwork check, but as part of a much larger effort to enforce the rules and preserve public trust. Now, it's easy to hear something like this and feel uneasy, especially if you're part of a community that relies on state or federal support. But this move isn't about taking away benefits from those who qualify. It's about reviewing the system and making sure the benefits are going where they're supposed to. From that perspective, it's a matter of accountability, something many taxpayers expect from their government. This investigation also follows an executive order signed by President Trump in April. It's titled "Preventing Illegal Aliens from Obtaining Social Security Act Benefits," and it directs agencies like the Social Security Administration, the Department of Justice, and Health and Human Services to work together to close any gaps, improve coordination, and prevent fraud, not just in California, but potentially across the country. And this isn't just about SSI or one program. The broader aim here is to make sure that federal and state systems aren't working at cross purposes, that local jurisdictions aren't unintentionally undermining federal policy by allowing benefits to reach individuals who aren't legally eligible. Now, critics argue this could go too far. Some say it might discourage even legal immigrants from applying for help they qualify for just out of fear. That's a fair concern. It's important to ensure that reviews like this don't create unnecessary fear for people who have followed all the rules. But at the same time, the administration is saying, look, if we're serious about protecting Social Security, Medicare, and SSI, we have to be able to ask tough questions and follow the paper trail. Even a small amount of fraud can snowball if it's left unchecked. And when you look at the bigger picture, there's a lot at stake. Social Security faces long-term funding challenges, ensuring that benefits are delivered correctly and only to those who meet the requirements helps maintain stability in the system. That's something both sides of the political aisle generally agree on, even if they differ on how to get there. DHS has also said that over 2 million people classified as ineligible illegal aliens were issued Social Security numbers in 2024. That figure raised eyebrows. But experts are quick to point out that a Social Security number doesn't mean someone is collecting benefits. Many immigrants receive SSNs so they can legally work while waiting on status decisions. And most of those individuals are not eligible for benefits unless they meet very strict criteria, including legal residency and work history requirements. Still, the existence of those SSNs makes it harder to track eligibility, and that's one of the things the administration wants to tighten up. You might also hear people say, wait, aren't undocumented immigrants paying into the system? And yes, many are. In fact, studies show that undocumented workers contribute billions in payroll taxes each year, including over $25 billion into Social Security. That money helps fund benefits for current recipients, even though the contributors themselves are unlikely to ever collect those benefits. So it's a paradox. On the one hand, they're supporting the system. On the other, the law says they aren't supposed to receive benefits. That's where the debate really lies, in how we balance fairness, enforcement, and compassion in a system meant to serve the entire country. California officials, for their part, say they have strong safeguards in place and that CAPI is only available to legal immigrants. They argue this investigation is overly broad and could create unnecessary panic in vulnerable communities. But they've also said they'll cooperate with federal requests and are confident in the integrity of their program. And that brings us to a broader question. What's the role of states in setting benefit policies? California has long taken a more inclusive approach to immigration and public assistance. The federal government, especially under the Trump administration, is now pushing back, saying state-funded programs can't be allowed to sidestep federal intent, especially when there's any risk of overlap or confusion. Just pausing for a moment to share something important with you. We've partnered with Chapter, a service we feel confident recommending for clear, honest Medicare help. They'll connect you with a licensed advisor, compare every Medicare plan in your area, and help you save money. Most people save around $1,100 a year. It's free, and their care advocate team is there to support you even after you're signed up. Call 615-639-1937 or visit askchapter.org/money using the link in the comments below. Let's keep going. So what does all this mean for you? Well, if you're receiving Social Security, nothing about this investigation should change your benefits. If you're in a program like SSI or even a state-level program, now might be a good time to make sure your records are current. Keep any approval letters, denials, or communications you've received. And if you're helping a parent or friend with their benefits, maybe offer to help them check their paperwork too. If you're part of a community that may be affected by this, maybe you've immigrated here legally and rely on assistance, you should know that no one's being targeted without due process. But it's also worth staying informed, asking questions, and talking with qualified advisors if you're unsure about your eligibility. And beyond just individual concerns, this is also a chance to talk openly about how we keep programs like Social Security strong. These systems only work when the rules are clear, when access is protected, and when fraud, even rare fraud, is taken seriously. So then, what's your take on all this? Do you think it's a reasonable step to protect public funds? Or do you worry it could go too far? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And these conversations help keep everyone informed and connected. And if this helped you understand what's going on a little better, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.